I had a joke and it was gone. I had something. I don't know. It has escaped my mind. Anyway, we are here today with Sam Caponi, who... For a second I thought you were the first guy on the podcast. I am incorrect. That was Nate. But second...
Darn, I was so close.
So close, but hey, it happens.
2 is very close to 1. You are correct.
Well, if you're not first, you're last, so...
Don't encourage me to think that way. It's already bad enough. Anyway, as I open up the document here and find our slated questions for the week.
Bridget, you are looking very festive today.
It's December, baby.
Oh, ew. No, sorry, I didn't mean ew.
First of all...
I just saw the snowman, and then I got, horrified. Not horror. I love Jen. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean...
There's a relationship there.
There's a complicated relationship, but the nostalgia.
There were some great memories. I will give it that.
And also, this is just a comfy sweatshirt and Christmas.
Very nice. It's a nice sweater.
We love to see it. Okay, so the first question we have today, this one might take a tiny bit of explanation for you, Maddie, but we can do that. Okay. Could a lightsaber damage Superman?
I know, as our video YouTube viewers can see by my pennant, I love Superman, so I know that. Star Wars, I'm not so proficient in, so you might I know what a lightsaber is, but
okay, yeah, so it's basically like a beam of light? Plasma or what was that?
Light? Is it light? Oh, light.
It's like a beam of plasma or something, and I don't remember what the name of the crystal that's supposed to be in it from in the actual Star Wars canon, but it filters energy through the crystal, and it's like a beam of plasma, and you can slice through almost anything. So, the Jedi will use it to cut through, metal and use it to deflect, laser bolts from the stormtrooper weapons and all that kind of fun stuff. But could it damage Superman?
Now, I'm going to jump in here before others. Unless there's some kryptonite in there, I don't think it can. That's Superman's weakness, and if it's not in the light formula, then I'm not too sure. Maybe it could,
Kyber crystals, that's what it is.
Yes, it is kyber crystals. I didn't want to
There we go,
you,
I remembered it. Sorry, that's what's in a light. That's one of the things that makes a lightsaber work.
I actually saw the thought. You thought that so hard, I saw it.
I'm glad people can see my one brain cell just really giving it the all.
You just dusted it off and put it to work. And now it can hibernate again.
Right, now it can go back to bed for quite some time.
So, yeah. I would say that it probably could, if for no other reason than the only reason Superman actually has his powers is by the radiation of our yellow sun.
So if he was on a different planet in the Star Wars universe, it might work?
It might work, and it might not, but more importantly...
I'm here for this nuance.
Yeah, come on, nerd nuance. And not only that, but the closest thing I have to, whatever mystical energies that a kyber crystal can create are Darkseid's eye rays, or even Zod, that guy. Both of those are just energy, and they both damage Superman, at least a little bit.
Well, I mean, I could see, damage, but, what's the definition of damage? I was thinking, really harm to the point where you don't know if he's going to win the fight, or as opposed to, is it just going to, hurt him a bit, and he'll just get up and get back to fighting?
Well, that's fair.
Because there aren't really many instances of a lightsaber just kind of hurting someone, though, in Star Wars canon. If you take a hit from that, you're pretty screwed. You're at least losing a limb.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not proficient in Star Wars, so I don't know, what happens.
I don't know a ton of Superman lore, but I do know the basics. But yeah, no, generally, the average person, you are losing something if that touches you.
Oh my gosh, okay. Well,
But yeah, I don't know. So maybe if he wasn't on Earth, a lightsaber could damage him.
But no, on Earth, if
he's, I mean,
if a train can't hurt him, nothing can.
Yeah, he's pretty much invulnerable on Earth. Like, he can fly directly into the sun, correct?
He can at least avoid the sun's radiation and lack of oxygen by flying through space. So probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, fully powered up on Earth in the universe where we have lightsabers, I'm gonna say that's probably not doing anything, or not doing much at, like, you know, the absolute top.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that I know all of this without actually reading comic books. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, here's the thing, I don't think I've actually read a Superman comic book in my life. It's just so kind of, like, saturated into American pop culture. That's, like, one of the first things that you ask anyone to name something from American pop culture. Like, that's coming up. That's coming up real fast.
Okay, now, Bridget, we've talked about this in the past where we've become super obsessed over something. Like, not just, like it, like, yeah, I could get behind that. Like, no, like, research.
This is my new personality.
Yes. So I read a good amount of comics when I was young.
I love that for you.
I started watching the movies and like, no, I have to know more. And this happened especially with Spider-Man. I read the majority of all the original comics off of like Marvel. There's I had this subscription when I was like 14.
That's actually awesome. I have seen the original, not the original, like the Superman movie that was really popular from like, maybe, what year was it? The one with Christopher Reeve.
Oh, like is that the one in the 90s or 80s?
Like the OG, movie that everyone thinks of when someone says the Superman movie. I have seen that, and it is very good.
Yes, sir. I wanted to say late 80s, but that's just...
That sounds about right. Maybe. I don't know. I'll Google it. But yeah, I have seen that. I'm not completely uneducated. I just always leaned more towards Marvel Comics than DC, but that's just a personal preference type thing. There's a whole debate for you, Marvel versus DC.
I mean, it needs to be DC just because DC's villains are better.
I would say that I like Marvel's protagonists a lot more. And... because, like Batman. I love Batman. I've been replaying the Batman Arkham series on my old Xbox 360 lately, and I have been having the absolute time of my life. It's so great. And
Batman is DC.
No, I know. Her
support for DC.
This isn't an I hate DC situation. Like, I have been replaying the games and having a fantastic time. Like, you know, Batman the Animated Series, Mark Hamill, Joker. Like, let's go. It's a fun time. But I think a lot of the reason that I find Batman specifically as my favorite DC hero, like, so fun is because of the villains. More so than, and not that Batman is a bad character, but, like, when you're watching, say, like, the Christopher Nolan Batman, who are you paying attention to? Like,
that is true.
Christian Bale or Heath Ledger?
Obviously Heath Ledger.
So I find that the Marvel protagonists tend to be a bit more compelling, usually because they can be more three-dimensional. Not necessarily that, like, Superman today is the exact same, like, golden boy from the 1930s that it was originally written as.
You could say the same thing. If you're talking about like Marvel, you could say the same thing for Captain America. I mean, especially development throughout the most recent franchise.
Yeah, like, it's definitely different, but I don't know. There's something about the Marvel protagonists, because, like, when it was established, like, DC was still kind of leaning into the, like, you know, perfectly morally righteous heroes. So, I don't know. That's just my thing. But again, love Batman. Great time. I have a Batman onesie.
Oh, Batman is delightful, but even then, I can see Batman is kind of, you know, one stereotype, which is, grr, I'm Batman.
Yeah. And they've definitely, like, I haven't read a ton of, like, new comics, but I've seen, like, little just bits and pieces here of, like, people would, like... I used to be on Tumblr for a little while, and, like, people would, like, post some of their,
Haven't
like,
we
little
all?
Haven't we all? But, like, people would
Yeah.
post, like, some of the, like, little snippets of, like, the more recent comics where there was, like, a lot of, like, really more nuanced character development, and I was like, okay, this seems cool. Like, I haven't actually done a ton of reading, but, like, I'm pretty sure I would enjoy it if I did. So, I don't know, I would say why limit yourself when it comes to DC or Marvel. I just have my little things that I prefer from both camps.
I would only say DC because the majority of, like, both villains and heroes I just happen to like are DC characters. So that's honestly where I stand on it. I do like my fair share of Marvel characters, though. Like, Spider-Man's one of my top 5, I'd say. So
yeah, that's fair.
And then I only really care about the villains, and when you, like...
As one does.
Well, as one does, and when you can, like, go from Two-Face, who is this ridiculously moral character, to, I don't know, who's a not moral character? Catwoman, who's just in it for herself. It's all DC. It's just delightful.
That's fair. I would say, remember, there was kind of a time, and it didn't last super long before, like, the writing started to go off the rails, but there was a time when DC was just running circles around Marvel when it came to TV shows.
Yes, and that was
It didn't last
great.
long, but what a beautiful era that was.
I mean, yeah, that was just a delightful era of...
And I feel like DC has had some consistently, like, not always, but they've had some, again, referencing the Arkham series here, they've had some consistently solid video games.
They have, like, the movies aside, which seem kind of rushed.
Yeah.
Especially in more recent years. And I know a lot of that has to do with actors' contracts. It's not even just the writing itself, it's the people behind it.
I really enjoyed the first Wonder Woman. Like, I had a fantastic time watching that. I was like, why haven't all DC movies, like, taken this same approach of, like, really developing their heroes and, like, again, just, like, putting the effort in.
I've been
some
waiting.
of them I felt like they were just like, yeah, Superman, that'll sell. It's sold before. I'm like, you still have to, like, put in effort for a new audience just because it worked once.
Well, many bad things have happened because of coronavirus, but I've been waiting for Wonder Woman 1984 forever, and it kept getting pushed back. But apparently, what is it now? December it's coming out?
Something like that.
Yeah, I only recently saw the trailer for that, but I, very surprisingly, because I normally don't enjoy superhero movies, really liked the first Wonder Woman. So, like,
the first Wonder Woman was awesome. I had a great time.
It wasn't just like, if for nothing else, it's a good action movie, if not a superhero movie.
I agree.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I want to have a good time, you know? It doesn't always have to be high art. It doesn't always have to be that deep.
But just enjoyable.
And even then, there was still a decent amount of emotional depth to it, so I was like, okay, got even more than I bargained for, honestly.
There was, although I did art nerd out at the time I saw it, because my local theater, the camera went out of focus sometimes, so I just...
Oops.
Irritated.
Well, that's just what I get for caring too much about cinematography.
Damn, that's a lot of rack focus in this movie. A lot of unnecessary.
Oh, well, that too, but it was like, oh, come on. The only things that are in focus are the rack. I want to see Chris Hemsworth? Not Hemsworth.
No, Pine.
Pine. Damn, I just wanted to see his beautiful, well-structured face, and it wouldn't.
Everyone's out of focus. This must be the
God, weird artistic choices here.
Yeah. What's the meaning behind this? Is there something else I'm supposed to be paying attention to?
So continuing in our sort of science fiction, fantasy, action direction that we're going here, our next question is, Would you use a teleporter if it worked by completely disintegrating you at your current location and then rearranging you perfectly at your destination?
Am I sure it's gonna be perfect? Like,
yes.
Am I gonna come back with, like, a different face?
You are guaranteed to have all of your atoms arranged in the exact same way.
Can I come back differently?
I don't know. That wasn't specified in the question.
Well, sure, why not?
Yeah, whatever, you know? That's kind of my attitude to most things.
That is a good attitude, and normally I'd agree with you, but, like, I have this ingrained Christian belief of the soul, and I'm just like, why break down the atoms? Like, consciousness isn't perfect, and it can't be replicated. Wrong. So, like, even removing my weirdly, like, gotta keep the soul pure aspect, like, even the same neurons aren't the same in different people, and, like, you can't perfectly ensure that from null to null it'll be the same.
You're not wrong. Wow, the psychology major really hopped out.
Well, listen.
No, okay, I love it. I love to hear it. We want nuance.
But no, because, like, certain aspects of treating depression and even, severe epilepsy include creating seizures in the brain, be it electroconvulsive therapy or, ketamines, low-dose hallucinogenics. They essentially disambiguate how neurons are fired.
Interesting.
So just, like, I don't know, transporting that same thing over would probably at least to me
do something.
That was my first question. Like, am I coming back the same?
And I don't know if you would. Like, if you were coming back the same, I could see, like, an emergency, I'm not gonna make it, may as well make my friends happy, warp out of there, but...
Yeah, I don't know. When you put it like that, I would say maybe not, but if this is, like, I don't know, some kind of perfect science fiction world where it's, like, guaranteed that you will be the exact same, nothing will change, hell yeah, why not?
Okay, that's if it's, like, Star Trek or something, then...
Yeah, exactly. If it's, like, Star Trek, like, okay, yeah, I want to
if it's
pop
Star
over
Trek,
to Europe for a hot minute.
I still object, but I am in the minority, and I accept that fact.
That seems fair. I'll take it. But yeah, I don't know. If it's not guaranteed, I don't know if I'd want to mess with that.
It probably could be at some point guaranteed, but, like, I guess that's it.
I'm not going to be the person to test it.
Yeah, no. I am not the pioneer.
No, thank you. Seen too many movies on that very concept. No thanks. Alright.
Although, what do you do cryosleep? Just to, like, travel to a new planet? Like, screw teleporting to a new planet, like, you're pioneering out to just a new habitable world.
Like, regularly? Like, how are we getting there?
Oh, like, no, you get put into, like, a weird cryostasis where you don't age or anything, and you just come back out 10,000 years later in a new planet.
See, I'm against that, because...
Didn't you want to be frozen, like, 3 episodes ago?
Listen, Bridget, I could have changed my mind. No,
people change, anyway.
No, but in that sense, like... Yes and no, I guess. It depends where I'm going. Like, am I going to a different world where I know nothing of the sort? And, like, how will I adapt if I'm in my earthly form? And like, will I be able to live there if you just, like, thaw me out? Like, then I'd have some concerns.
You'll be able to live, but... Well, it's like you're the first settler. Like, going out west, almost.
Type situation, and it's that, or, like, die of climate disasters on Earth.
Oh, yeah. Freeze me up, yeah.
Send me. Let's go.
Oh, no. They fixed Earth somehow. They just decided, hey, I want to spend 10,000 years...
New planets, let's go.
Yeah, new planets.
Yeah, then I don't know. Although I gotta say,
Maybe.
it is tempting to think about, like, yeah, you take a little nap, and then you get fun future technology and whole new planets and cool stuff.
And that's...
I can't say the thought doesn't appeal, but I don't know if I could go through with it.
I feel like I would, just because, like, I've experienced what this planet has to offer. I've felt the gravity. I've felt
done it all.
Yeah, you know, I'm a little done with it at the moment.
I mean, come on.
The way things have been going.
Nitrogen-rich environment? Get me somewhere different.
I can easily see both arguments. Okay. Moving right along. I guess this is tangentially related if we're talking about exploring and stuff. Would you rather get stranded in the jungle or the desert?
Jungle.
Yeah, I definitely have a better time.
Who's picking desert?
I don't know, some crazy survivalist.
Like a sand desert where there's no water?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, desert is usually defined as no water. I guess... Yeah, no, it would need to be jungle, because desert, you just die from the environment. At least jungle, like an animal takes you out.
Yeah, like a tiger could get me or something, and maybe I could at least find, like, you know, a nice coconut first.
Oh,
I mean, not even a tiger. I'm fine with just some tiny scorpion hitting me the second my plane crashes, but just...
Yeah.
I mean, that is just thirsting to death.
Yeah.
Wait, what about, like, I saw this as, like, which one do you think you would survive more likely? And I think the jungle, obviously. Like, I have water, shade. I mean, in each case, I think I will die, just knowing my survival skills. But, but like, jungle, like, I give it 2 weeks. I think I could do that.
Yeah, I have no chance either way, but I think I'm gonna last longer.
Like, desert, 4 days and I'm done.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, if it's a plane crash... Like, if it's a plane crash where they crashed with some rations, I could live longer in a desert just because I'd be smarter about it.
Okay, yeah. That's fair.
Because
I don't know what the other situation would be.
In a jungle, you crash, you know, there's water nearby, who knows if it's safe or not. You crash in a desert, it's just sand. Just hoard your water and live it out. You don't need to explore because there's nothing out there.
I suppose.
At the same time, dying in a jungle would be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'd have a more
I choose jungle just for the fun time. Like,
just for, oh my goodness.
Again, maybe I'll find some fruit before I die, so at least I'll have had that as, like, a positive experience. Maybe get taken out by, like, a cool animal.
If you live long enough, you can ferment the fruit. Get wasted in the jungle. It's great.
Yeah, actually. He's not wrong.
I just think when push comes to shove, if I'm thrown into a jungle, there's a better survival rate. Because, I mean, I would have to, like, learn things like how to get, like, fruits from wherever, or how to, I don't know, find some sort of food, whereas in the desert, like, where am I going? Like,
yeah, what is there to do, really?
All I would do in the desert is try to find some sort of, like, place for shelter or any other life source, and I just tire myself out walking endlessly in the sand.
Just, you know, hang out by a cactus.
Yeah, in the desert, I would just be the most pitiful person just because I'd be crawling around looking for insect burrows. Just...
Yep. And it would be a matter of time is what it would be. If I'm being completely honest with myself.
Like, no, nobody can survive in the desert, like...
Unless you're some, like, crazy survivalist who's been, like, researching and training for this their entire life.
Even then,
then you're gonna have a tough time.
You can only store so much urine in your shirt for a next drink, like... Bear Grylls could not survive in the desert for that long.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
that's fair.
It depends where they drop you off. Like, are you at the desert's edge where you can,
Are you just smack in the middle?
In the middle with no food or water? I don't know what you'd be. I mean, I think you could find a cactus and get some water out of there, but, like, what food are you eating?
That's fair. But, like, if you're at the coast, like, that's fine. Everyone knows how to make a saltwater filter. Everyone knows how to fish.
Point's taken.
Or at least I assume. Does everyone know how to make a saltwater filter? Is that common knowledge?
I can't say that I do.
They did not teach that at Geneseo, so...
Unfortunately.
No, they did not.
I missed that day.
Well, it relies on evaporation and sunlight, and just holes. Dig lots of holes, you'll be fine, wherever you go.
Sounds fine to me. Alright, taking a hard left into a completely different territory. This question was submitted by, who was it, Dave?
Dave and Lois.
Dave and Lois.
You guys are awesome.
But this is the question that has been submitted to us by them, and it is this. So, your significant other proposes to you, but they only have money for an engagement ring or a washer and dryer for the house that you're going to have together. Which do you pick? Washer and dryer.
That's what I was gonna pick.
I don't washing
care.
That stuff in the bathtub.
I don't care about jewelry so much, although, like, I'd like to think that, my significant other would want to get me something nice, but
yeah,
like, just knowing my current state right now, like, don't got a lot going on in the bank, so I know I can't afford a washer dryer.
I'm gonna throw the left field fastball here. Technically speaking, isn't an engagement ring supposed to cost 3 months' salary?
Yes, it is. Good for you for knowing that.
In that case, you obviously take the engagement ring because you can't afford the mortgage in a house.
True.
And like,
can I sell the ring and then get a cheap ring and then a washer and dryer?
Well, if it's a diamond, probably not, because they're pretty much worthless as soon as you buy them.
Yeah, diamonds are a fool's economy, but like...
Yeah, no, diamonds are BS.
Gold, maybe.
Gold, maybe.
But I would choose the engagement, or I guess I would give the engagement ring, or choose it. I don't care. Just someone's engaging someone. Just because I assume that if they can only afford the ring, we're living in an apartment complex with a washer-dryer anyway.
Okay.
All right. Now, I feel like I'm changing my mind so many times, and I feel like it's so circumstantial. Like, a ring is something that comes from the heart, and it has sentimental value. So that's something you'd want to hold on to for years to come, or at least as long as your marriage is. I'm so cynical. But a washer dryer, like, is there a laundromat nearby? Is that something we could save up for? Because I will admit, that's not a fun gift. Like, I don't enjoy doing my laundry.
It isn't a fun gift, although if we are speaking strictly pragmatically, like, all things
the more useful one.
The washer dryer is better because that's two.
It has a function.
It has a function, and it's two.
Also not wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't consider that if... I don't know. I guess I didn't consider your angle, Maddie.
I mean... And then this is coming for someone who, like, I really don't care about, like what rings I'm wearing, or I don't know, all that. I don't care what it looks like so much, but the fact that it's coming from someone you love, and
this is true.
This is something that holds significance in your life because it represents your relationship with that person, then I see that as more valuable than a washer dryer, and depending on where you live, like, is there a way you could wash your clothes elsewhere in the meantime, or is there a way you can get around not having a washer dryer while still washing your clothes and drying them?
Probably.
So
I mean, I'm all for not owning a dryer and just doing like a nice clothesline because energy efficient. And,
True.
Environmentally friendly.
This is true.
But I'm very much not here for like having to like wash clothes in a bathtub.
As a person who had to do that for a bit, it's not fun.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Ooh, yeah, no, don't worry. Nothing bad. I just ran out of water for like a day on my laundry day, so like...
Oh.
Big oof.
I was almost gonna ask you, like, damn, what dorm were you in at Geneseo? They didn't have a washer dryer.
No, damn, that was like... Oh gosh, during Hurricane Sandy.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
where do you live?
I am right on the south shore of Long Island.
Wait, me too.
Oh, snap!
I'm in Islip.
Oh, I'm in Babylon.
You're right near me.
Nice.
Yeah, we lost power for a week, so I definitely...
Oh my god, for a week?
Well, let me tell you. We got power back for a half hour, and then a tree fell on our lines, and it was only our side of the block, so for a week...
That's so messed up.
Yes.
That's so messed up. It's so funny.
Yeah,
No, the longest I have ever gone without power in, like, my actual memory was, like, 4 days, and it was terrible.
That's a while, though. But sorry, Sam, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just saying that, like, I lost power for 2 weeks only because, like, the power boxes on either side of me were taken out. So, like, nobody knew that was the problem for a long time. But no, I lost, like, a water pump for a day, and I was just like, I have no underwear.
Oh, no. Having no underwear is when I am like, okay, laundry has to be done, like, right now. I cannot go another day. Like, that is my indicator. When there's no underwear left in that drawer, like, okay, we're doing laundry.
If I need to wear the same outfit 5 days in a row,
all right, fine.
That's fine, but just...
As soon as you're out of underwear, then it becomes a problem.
Like, I can start to wear outfits that I don't wear as frequently, or, you know, get around it, but, yeah.
That's the marker. So yeah, now I actually don't know what I would pick. I mean, if, like, the premise of the question is, like, we have to have a house to, like, the only option is, like...
Oh yeah, that's the only other thing. Like, do you need to own the house to have the washer-dryer?
Yeah, I don't know. So maybe you could just, like... But then I feel like I'm choosing not to decide.
Well, if I'm renting, then I'm not
or, like, not engaging in the premise of the
if you're renting, then
like,
don't
I'm not
going
to invest.
Yeah.
If they're like, hi, honey, we bought a house, but...
Do you want sparkly ring or clean clothes?
Then obviously clean clothes in that.
Yeah, I feel like clean clothes comes out on top there.
I mean, I feel like in either situation, you know, if this is a good relationship and, you know, hopefully someone is working and making some sort of money, you'll be able...
You can make it work.
You'll be able... Whichever you don't select, you'll be able to afford the other one, hopefully.
Will come at a later time.
Yeah, like, to be decided.
Yeah, that's... And that's fair, although to lay a decisive point to answer the people's names who I just forgot question.
Dave and Lois, woohoo!
Dave and Lois, I am going to hardline. If you can't afford a washer-dryer, you probably can't afford a house to go with it, so...
True.
Get the cheap ring and save up.
Okay, I like it. I can get on that bandwagon.
Alternatively, get a really expensive ring and just ruin everything.
Alright. So here's one completely unrelated, as is frequently the case here. No, I'm not editing the document, I'm just reading it. Okay, at what percentage do you charge your phone?
Oh, well...
Not like you're out and don't have access to a charger and you're, like, down to the wire. Like, if you're just sitting at home and on your phone and power's draining, when do you plug that sucker in?
Well, those who are watching the video can see, mine's is charging right now. It needs to be on life support constantly because it is an old, ancient phone, It's an iPhone 6, but like the power supply does not hold. Like if I unplug this, there'll be 20 minutes where it's on, and then like she'll die. So
we hate that.
Yeah, I need a new phone is what I'm saying. So at all moments when I can, it is charging.
For me, it depends on when I will be away from the charger. So like, if I think I'm going to leave the house in the next day or two, I'll charge it. But if I have what I normally do, which is stints of 5 to 6 days of just sitting here, it gets down to like 0%, and even then I don't charge it.
I start getting anxious around like 20.
Okay, well, in that case, anxiety around 30 if I'm going somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
But if I'm just like in my room on my phone and I like don't feel like moving, I'll let it get right down to 1% before I'm like, God, fine. So I can like, keep scrolling TikTok or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But no, okay, so for me, 30% just
30.
But like if I'm out and I don't have a charger and it gets down to 20, I'm like,
yeah, I got a charger.
We're in trouble.
Sorry, no.
No, you can go.
For me, 30% is how much about 2 hours of the Maps application takes. And I have no navigation skill, so I need maps.
Oh, same. I'm very directionally challenged. It's quite bad.
You guys ever like drive and you know where you're going, but you put on like Google Maps or like Apple just in case? Like I just want reassurance I'm making this next right. Like, but
although my car does have a built-in GPS, which is very nice.
Very nice. Drawing back from when I had a working better phone, I would agree with you guys. Like 20 to 30% is where I start getting like, where's a charger at? But really, at 20% on Apple phones, when it says like low battery, like do you want to switch to low battery mode? That is when I'm like, all right, now I have a notification telling me that I'm running low on battery. It's like when you're driving and low gas, like, all right, start looking for the gas stations. And that's something else I do. I'm always running on fumes in my car, which is not good for it, but it's just the way I am, I guess.
Although, one thing I would do, like, generally, like, under, like, normal circumstances, like, if I was, like, taking, like, a day trip to New York City or whatever, and I knew I was going to be out most of the day, like, without a charger, I would put my phone on low power mode, like, starting at, like, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That sucker lasts forever when you do that.
Oh yeah, when you prep, phones actually last a long time. But
yeah, right, who knew?
Prepares.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes for me.
But for some reason, it doesn't last long at low power mode at 2%. Who knows why?
Right? Sometimes
when you need it the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like that. Sometimes I feel like 10% literally lasts me like forever. But then I'll get down, like, I'm just trying to shoot out that last text and be like, phone's about to die, I'll be there in a minute, and then it just cuts out.
I hate when it skips from, like, I don't know, it'll be low power 7% and then it just dies. Like, all right,
hate that.
Why are you lying to me? Like,
yeah.
It bothers me so much.
I actually like that because I feel like it's the phone throwing its own intervention, just saying, all right, we need to stop.
We need to end this now.
Yes, you can get back on, but consider your choices.
This is for your own good.
Yeah, sometimes if I'm just scrolling doing nothing and it dies, I'm like, okay, well now I have to go do that thing I've been putting off while I wait for my phone to charge because I don't want to just sit here.
Opens up the laptop and continues.
Continues as I was doing. Oh, man. Okay.
That is so true for me. I'm just thinking about like my technology habits. I'll be on my phone on Twitter because I love Twitter, and then it'll be running low and then die. I'm like, oh darn, now it's got to charge. I'll open up my laptop and I'll go on Twitter.
I spend so much time on Twitter and I really shouldn't because it, gives me the sad.
Sick.
Okay. So this one I got off of like my mom found this like card game or whatever that she got for me and my sister, and it was just a bunch of random like would you rather questions. So I went through it and I put all the best ones on the document, and this is one of them that I thought was just dumb and really funny. So would you rather try to pogo stick on ice or skateboard down a steep sandy hill?
Pogo stick on ice.
Really? I'd go skateboard.
Oh, a skateboard.
Ooh, I have. Okay, well, in my youth, I tried to skateboard, and am very bad at going down hills.
Love that.
So, but also, I am a remarkably good pogo sticker. Once again, from my youth. It's like, I'm just
assuming here that like the ice isn't gonna break or anything. The only danger is like slipping and falling.
In that case, like, if I'm gonna break through, even then, I'm still gonna try to take pogo stick.
Okay. I feel like I would do skateboard, because, like, you can't pick up that much speed, you know? If it's, like, sandy.
You can do it during your time in the desert when you're stranded.
When I'm stranded in the desert with nothing but a skateboard. That would be a great time.
It's not like you're still not gonna fall off the skateboard. Like,
I mean, you are gonna fall off, but I feel like you're not gonna pick up enough speed for yourself to be able to do like serious damage to yourself. You'll probably just like I'm thinking like a sand dune here. Like you'll probably just
poof and then roll. Have you guys never had sand burn?
I mean, yes.
No.
Have you ever had ice burn?
Yes.
Me too.
Hey.
So I'm thinking.
Is that frostbite?
It's a different thing. Sorry, go on. Explain it.
No, so I'm just thinking about the two situations, and I'm very comfortable around ice. I was a figure skater for like 20 years, so I know my way around ice. But I'm just thinking, I don't know pogo sticking, and I don't know how to be on ice without some sort of blade. So I'm just like, I'll probably slip and fall and get ice burn when you like go across the ice, like burn your like arms or that's
what is with all this talent? Like every single person I know, it's like, oh yeah, I did like ice skating, or like I played piano, or I did this thing for like 18 years and now I'm great at it, and now I'm just here like what?
No, I did for 20 years and I'm stayed the same.
Yeah, no, I did cello for 10, and I am abysmal.
I did nothing, and I'm an okay skier.
You are good at making snake. What is it called? Cross stitch.
Snake cross stitch.
Cross stitch. That's the name.
I did do that for a friend. And I gave that to her this weekend, and she really liked it, so that was fun.
That's talent.
Cross-stitched a snake?
Mm-hmm. My friend is a hognose snake, and for her birthday present, I love hognose snakes. For her birthday present, I was like, oh, you can have like a cross-stitch commission, like, if you want a little thing done, I'll do it for you. She was like, oh, it would be so funny to put like a sign above her snake's enclosure that says like, beware of noodle on it or something. So I cross-stitched a little orange albino hognose snake, which is what she has, and I made like a caution sign that says beware of noodle, and when I went to visit her this weekend, I dropped it off.
That is adorable.
And it was very good, so
the singular
Bridget
person
has
that I
artistic talent.
Visit because COVID.
But going back to the pogo stick, I feel like it would be easier if, like, are we talking freshly Zamboni'd ice that's smooth? Because that's harder. If it's, like, roughed up a little with, like, blade marks, I feel like you could get a better grip, and it's closer to, like, solid ground.
It doesn't matter, because pogo sticks have a very deep riveted rubber base.
True, but, like,
that's the point.
I don't know. Like, ice is still slippery, even with, like, rubber shoes.
I'm just thinking in terms of doing the least amount of damage to myself here, and I feel like that's going to happen with the skateboard one.
I would agree with you, but I know how to eat crap on a pogo stick.
Fair.
Okay.
Very fair. I went roller skating with a friend once, and because I'm thinking about where you're gonna go down harder when you fall. I went roller skating with a friend once, and my feet just went right out from under me, and I landed on my tailbone, and I took a week to stop hurting, and I really am not here for doing it again in any capacity whatsoever.
That's fair.
I mean, my bones intact.
I have limited pogo sticking experience, and I have not a lot, but I have more skateboarding experience than pogo sticking, so I'm gonna go with skateboarding.
I've never actually skateboarded in my life.
Never once? Not even...
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
But still, again, I can't build up that much speed. I'm just going to be going down on sand. I feel like there's less chance of damage to my bones.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'd prefer.
Would you even be going down on sand, though? Because, let's say that you're at the top of the hill. You roll down, the skateboard digs into the sand. It's like a boat. It has things.
Yeah, so I feel like you're going nowhere.
You're going nowhere, but inertia. You're gonna fall down, go flying and tumbling.
How big is the hill? I feel like that factor into my...
I don't know. That's not specified.
Okay, that's true, because I was imagining
a huge...
a ski slope.
Okay.
No, I'm thinking a mild sand dune type situation.
Oh, never mind. Your choice makes a lot more sense than mine, though.
I mean, if we're talking a black diamond ski face that's just covered in sand, then I might think pogo stick.
Yeah,
but if we're talking a mild to moderate sand dune...
Okay, I get that now, but I stand by pogo stick.
Okay.
I'll let you have it.
I can get there.
Alright. Let me see if we have any more assigned questions for this week, or if I'm going to have to start digging through our... Nope, that's it. Start digging through random questions.
Alright, no, I'm gonna bash a random question. Have either of you
go
guys...
for it.
Yeah, as the resident ambidextrous person, have either of you people even bothered trying to use your left hand?
Yeah, well, first off, that's really cool that you are.
Thank you, but I was just raised to be that way. But have you even tried? I've never run into a person who has tried, but everyone says they can't.
I've tried to write with my left hand, and it's terrible, but, she does some things. This is the hand I use to actually, press down the strings on a guitar.
Well, there we go, we're getting somewhere.
Especially when I was younger, I would always try to write with my left hand, just because I felt like it wasn't being utilized enough, and I felt I had, the unevenness, why can't I do it? But I've tried actually quite a number of times, and I think for a while it was starting to get a little better, and I stopped. So maybe I should start that again.
Oh, well, yes, you should. Damn it.
Is that actually? Can you actually genuinely make yourself more ambidextrous if you just practice?
I mean, yes. At least that's what I did. Once again, I am probably ambisinistrous, which means 2 left hands, because I just cannot write, but as I was able to get to the same penmanship and then exceed it in about 3 weeks that I could with my right hand with my left.
That's impressive.
Wait, so I have 2 questions. One, is being ambidextrous, were you born with that, or did you train yourself to become that way?
A little bit of... Actually, I was born with it, but then I had to retrain myself. Ooh, fun Sam trauma time. No.
Unlocking some tragic backstory.
No, I used to go to a Methodist preschool, and the nuns got frustrated that I wouldn't use only one hand, because I would use both hands.
Because that's your devil hand.
It's my devil hand. They were okay with me using my devil hand. They just didn't like that I didn't choose only
that you didn't pick one.
So, I would draw with both hands at the same time, and they just decided to make me use my right hand.
That's impressive, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel like I get
twice
Since I started
the
playing
drawing.
guitar, I feel like I've gotten, and I don't practice nearly as much as I need to, but I feel like I've gotten a little more, like, fine movement out of this hand than I did before.
Well, you are, like, utilizing, like, finger and wrist muscles, like, training them. So, I mean, it's not writing, but I feel like just utilizing that hand for something strengthens it.
Yeah, and I don't even need to write, like, all of my sports that I play, my wealthy white person sports of tennis and golf and archery. Oh my gosh, I'm so white. All of them
I like
are...
archery.
Archery's great, but it is a white person sport.
Oh, absolutely.
Never tried it.
Yeah. It's delightful, but all of those stuff I do left-handed, so, like, even then, it's just easier and better.
Yeah, I mean, you really do have a dominant side for everything. Like I said before, I was a figure skater, that you spin and jump certain ways depending on if you're a righty or a lefty. So not everyone, like, jumps.
I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I took figure skating lessons for a couple of years, and I never got, like, super great at it, but I do remember, like, it would be so... like, one way it was just like, great, perfect sense. The other way you were just like,
so
what is this? What is movement?
So I guess it does come with training, because there are some people who can do it both ways for that, and same thing with writing, like Sam was saying.
Yeah, and this hand type, like, she types pretty well. She's not useless.
And, like, honestly, at the end of the day, typing is all you need your left hand to do if you're not left-handed, but I was just curious.
Yeah. You mentioned before, Sam, that it took 3 weeks. Was that to initially learn it or to relearn writing with both hands?
That was to achieve the level of progress that I have currently.
Oh.
Okay.
And that's
impressive, honestly.
What would you, like, practice doing? Like, writing just random things?
Essentially, I would take notes, and then every once in a while, I would try to do it with my left hand. I actually got shouted at by a teacher because I did that on a test, and she thought I was making fun of her by writing off my answers twice.
Oh,
yikes.
But yeah, no, I would just do that, and, like, realistically speaking, learning the letters is the hardest part. Like, once you're able to actually do, oh, this is how I do a circle, everything else is just as fine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should try it then.
Yes.
Although I don't know when I would ever use it.
It doesn't matter. It's a conversation starter. It's like...
Okay, fair enough.
It's a question for a podcast.
It's a podcast question. It's like being able to stick a spoon on your nose. It's just something to do.
That's fair.
Something to pass the time.
God knows we all need that.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we should be coming up on about an hour-ish, 50-something minutes soon, so... Does anyone else have anything they'd like to bring up? Not even questions, just sort of general thoughts that they'd like to put on the internet?
Guess I know what I'm doing tonight. I'd be writing with my left hand.
I will be doing absolutely minimal writing, because I'll be editing this.
And I will be avoiding schoolwork due tomorrow.
Oh, we love that!
Is that grad school you're in?
Oh, no. I have...
Geneseo?
Yes, Geneseo. Oh, but I'm also avoiding studying for grad school, because who knows if I'm going to go and bother doing that.
These are the questions.
That's a question I haven't actually asked myself yet, because I'm like, well, if I want to do grad school, I want to do it in another country, but that's not really an option right now, so we're just not going to think about it.
Yeah, no, I'm working with I could do grad school, but my GPA isn't great, so...
But I also couldn't.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it always is? Alright, well, I think that's solid for tonight. It might be ever so slightly on the shorter side, but that's alright. Alright, so we are, as always, available on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at MR5MAR, and Sam, do you have a Twitter, any online projects you would like to promote?
None whatsoever.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I don't have much of an online presence, but if you enjoyed this podcast, we have plenty extra. And we'll have plenty in the future. I say we, I mean them. Probably not me.
You can come back. We always
if you guys are
always welcome.
Everyone who's been on here is always welcome to come back, so this is appreciated. Thank you for taking the time to come hang out with us.
Yes,
and
thank you
everyone
so
who's
much.
listening. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being patient while we get things switched over from Anchor to Acast. And
thank you for your questions too.
Yeah. Now that we're finally getting some, and of course, if you have any ideas, comment them, tweet them at us, all that fun stuff. And we will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.